Here are some of the best ADHD organization tips that you can use every Christmas season. Label everything that you can because of the fact that when you have ADHD, it's kind of hard to remember where you put something maybe 5 minutes ago or a day ago. And you're really going to trust yourself to remember where you put something a full year ago when you only use these Christmas decorations one time out of the year. And so you want to make sure that you have some way that's going to remind you, and labels actually do that very well. And here's my recommendation as to what to do with the label. You want to put it on the front of whatever container you want to know what's inside of later. You don't want it on the top or on the lid on the top because of the fact that if you stack another container on top of that, then you have to go and move that container again just to see what's on the lid, as opposed to if they're stacked and everything's on the front, you can just have them to where you can see them really quickly and really easily, and it's gonna make finding things a lot quicker for you as well. Now, this does come with a caveat. You need to make sure that you put the right item in the right container and that container is labeled correctly, or this will not work. Take advantage of using clear containers and clear storage bins because of the fact that when you're trying to find something, it's much easier to look over and look in the container if it's clear and see what's inside, or you're trying to find something. Again, easy to find it because you can see right in the container. Now, if you're trying to find something and the container is not clear, then you might have to guess, or if you have a label on the outside, that's going to make it easy. But the fact is that you still have to walk over and look at the label, as opposed to just looking and seeing, okay, I know what's in there without even opening it up. And even if you're using a clear container or clear bin, you still want a label on there because of the fact that even though you can see inside, a label acts as a reminder, an extra reinforcer. And with ADHD, it's really good to have as many ways to remind yourself what's inside that container or bin. Go around in your house or apartment and find a place that you want to designate for one task, one thing to do in that area. And the reason you want to do this is because you want a place that's already prepared, such as a wrapping station, to where you have all your wrapping supplies that you need to start on wrapping gifts and completing wrapping gifts, because of the fact that you don't want to have to go around and look for your tape or your scissors or your wrapping paper or whatever else you might need to wrap a present or a gift. You want to be able to go there, sit down, and completely just start on your activity and hopefully get through as much as you can get through, or get through completely with wrapping everything. And this will help you from getting stressed out about going around and finding everything and not knowing where things are, or maybe you have to go to the store and get some other stuff. You have everything there. You know that everything is there. And something else, maybe you're overwhelmed about wrapping gifts in the first place because you have, too many in your eyes that you just don't want to go do it, or you're just really bad at wrapping gifts and you don't want to go through the whole process right now to try to do that because you know it's going to take you a longer amount of time to actually wrap a gift. And I know about bad gift wrapping because I am really bad at wrapping gifts. So nobody is asking me anymore to wrap any gifts for them for someone else. And if you're bad at wrapping gifts, make sure you get extra wrapping paper. I call this the accidental supply of wrapping paper for all the wrapping accidents that you might have, where after the fact you're going to need some extra paper to make sure that you can finish. And even if you do just gift bags, you still want to have an area like this because you do want to have an area where you can go and do all the gift bags at once, have all the tissue paper there, all the bags you want to use, and get those done as well. So this still applies in your house or apartment. Now, only focus on decorating one room at a time. You don't want to look at your whole house and say, I got to decorate the whole thing, because that can be a really big task, and then you might get overwhelmed by the process. So when you break it down even further, then that's going to be like a much simpler, much smaller task for you to do. And even if one room is too much for you to do, you can also go through and designate different areas in that one room. So you got to decorate the living room, then go through and figure out what areas you want to do first and then what areas you want to do later. I want to decorate the right side. I want to decorate the left side. I want to decorate the fireplace. Pick one of those areas and break it down even further if that's going to help you complete the task and feel more comfortable about doing the decoration. And this method of breaking things down can be used for a lot of other things as you're going through the holidays. You want to just take whatever task that feels overwhelming and then break it down to smaller tasks, and that's going to make that task more manageable. So just use this for other things as well. Now, don't be afraid to ask your family and friends to come over and help you decorate, because it's going to make it a better, more fun, and more comfortable experience for you. If you happen to have a family of your own, you may already decorate together, but in case you don't, then this is going to be something you might want to do. Now, if you do have an important reason as to why you want them to come over and help you decorate, then tell them that. Maybe have a Christmas party you're going to throw, and you are just like, hey, I don't have a lot of time. I need to finish this by the certain date and time. So I'll be ready to throw the party. Then that's something you probably want to tell somebody so that they know how urgent it is. And when you ask, you want to have a specific day and time in mind so that you know what day and time is good for you, and they can tell you what day and time is good for them. And then you can figure out what day and time is the best for you to get together and accomplish the task. And another thing about this is you generally don't have to give people instructions on how to hang up Christmas decorations. Most people, if you tell them, hey, hang it over here or tape it over here, they can understand how Christmas decorations go up because they do them generally every year. So it's going to make it much easier to get things done a lot faster. And don't forget to make it fun. Tell some jokes, tell some Christmas stories, sing the Christmas carols, dance around the room, do something really silly every time All I Want from Christmas comes on the radio, which is probably 10 times in an hour. I'm joking. But the point is, you want to make it a good time for them and a good time for you and a good time for everyone involved. And as you're decorating for Christmas and doing your Christmas organization, as you go through containers and boxes, make sure that you are getting rid of all your old ornaments you're not going to use, all the broken ones you're not going to use, all the Christmas decorations that are just like, hey, it's not my style anymore. You're never going to put them up anymore. Broken lights because of the fact that, hey, you're not going to use these anymore because they're broken and you've got some more lights already. And so these just stay in this container. And when you take them out, you have to test them and then remember, oh yeah, they're broken. And then are you really going to fix them is the question, because if not, then they need to go in the trash as well because of the fact that they are just taking up a lot of space. And have you ever tried to get lights apart from each other when they're tangled, and when you don't know which ones work, you have to go through that whole process as well, instead of just having them in there where you know, hey, these are ones that actually work. So all this kind of stuff is a candidate to get thrown away because of the fact that it has become clutter in your house, whether it's in a container or in the back of the attic or in the back of a closet. And you don't have to throw everything away. If you do have things that are in pretty good shape, then go ahead and donate it because someone else might want them, might be able to use them. Or if you have a friend that wants your Christmas decorations that you don't like anymore, but they like them, then go ahead and give it to them. But you do want to get it out of your house or apartment. And something else very important when you're trying to decorate with ADHD is to make sure that you don't have everything, your decorations, for outside, inside, living room, everything in one container all mixed up. You want to have that stuff separated into separate containers with one category of item in each container. Ornaments in one, lights in another, Christmas decorations for the tree in another. And you want to have them that way because of the fact that it's going to make finding things so much easier instead of having to go through these different containers that has everything mixed together and you're trying to find one thing. And that means you have to dig through all these other containers to find exactly what you need. And it could be down the bottom of these containers. So that means you're pulling everything out to find this one thing you actually need, instead of being able to go to container A, see your ornaments are all in there, container B, see all your other Christmas decorations for your tree are in there. And that lets you find things that you actually need a lot quicker and easier. It makes the whole process just less stressful because of the fact that you know exactly where things are. And I'm not sure if this applies to you, but do you have ornaments or decorations you want to have up every year and they're sentimental to you? And what if you couldn't find those? You're going to be kind of frustrated, right? Well, this is going to help you find those because you know exactly what container they should be in. And when you're doing your Christmas organization, make sure that you try out color organization for you, because of the fact you want to know where things are very quickly. It's going to save you time. Maybe you get a red container for all your lights, a green container for your Christmas tree decorations, or maybe you have a yellow container for something else, right? And you're going to be able to look over there and see immediately what is in that container, or know what's in that container just by the color as you get used to the different colors. And you probably want to use the same colors for the same kind of items each and every year, because that's going to make it really easy to know where things go. Once you get used to the colors, it's kind of an automatic thing as to what color means what thing. During your Christmas organization, you need to decide on one area to put all your clutter that you find and all your trash that you have, because it's going to make it really easy to have an area that you know all that stuff goes in. You don't want to have that clutter, have that trash in an area you're trying to organize. And you're just like, nope, I'm going to just leave it there and I'll take it later. Or you don't want to finish an area and then leave your trash there or your clutter there and just be like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take it once I finish all of the different areas I plan to do. You want to have an easy, convenient place to put all that stuff. And my suggestion is in that area, have some containers there that are for different things. One for donations, one for trash, one for things you want to recycle if you want to do that. Whatever kind of containers you want over there, have them there so that when you get to a certain point as you're organizing, you go ahead, get up and decide to take all that stuff over there and start sorting it in those different containers. You don't want to wait until you have a huge pile behind you or in that area where you're doing the Christmas organizing. You want to make sure that periodically you take all that stuff over to that area and have it all in that one area. So when you do get finished and are ready to take everything out, get rid of all your trash and your clutter, everything, you know it's already in that area and organized and ready to go. And you need to have an area where you can go relax as you're doing your Christmas organization, because you're going to be doing a lot of stuff. You're going to be using your brain a lot to figure out where things go, where to hang up this, to hang up that. And your brain is going to need a break and you're going to need a break. So you want to have an area that you can go, that you're already set up, that you can go and just relax and take your mind off things. Now, I would recommend don't get on your phone and start playing through your phone as you're over there. You just need a time for your brain to say, hey, I'm going to give you a break. Even if you're over there and having your thoughts just race around in your head, it's just nice to have an area where you don't have to do anything and you can at least try to relax. And now one of the things that helps me to relax is a diffuser where I can put some essential oils in there, and they have different smells, and the different smells are really good to help you relax. I've heard that lavender is really good, so sometimes I use that. Sometimes I use peppermint or orange or whatever. And I just like the different aromas, right? And I do have a link in the description of the one that I bought my mom that she really loves. And if you want to buy that one, then you can just go to the link there. But I really like a diffuser. Now, if you have a diffuser already, let me know what kind you have, because I really want to know what you like, and let me know what kind of smells and essential oils, because I like different smells. I like to have a variety of smells. And if y'all find something that's really good that I would like, then let me know definitely in the comments. Now, another thing that I think is very essential when you're doing Christmas organization with ADHD is a rolling cart. And the reason I say this is because it just makes everything so much easier and it's so versatile. Need something on one side of the room that you left on the other side of the room, go ahead, roll your cart over there, put that on there, and then take it back to the other side. Or you can even prep the rolling cart with everything that you need to decorate one side of the room, and that way you don't have to leave there, go find the thing that you need, like maybe you go back and get scissors or tape or whatever else you need. Make some of those adhesive hooks. You have to go back and get those back and forth as you're hanging stuff up and all that kind of stuff. You can have all that stuff on the rolling cart and not have to make that trip, or not have to stop and reach down to pick that stuff up to put it on the wall or wherever you're decorating. And the other thing about a rolling cart, say you're having friends over or family over for a party or get together, you can put everything on the rolling cart, like for cookies or candy or whatever you're going to serve to your guests or drinks or whatever, right? Put that on the rolling cart and roll that around to different people so they don't have to get up and everything. You can just roll it around and they can get whatever they want on the rolling cart. It just makes it so much easier to share things as well. Now, I do have one that I really like, and there is a link in the description to get to that one. But if you have one and you use one, let me know what your experience is like when using a rolling cart and what kind do you actually have, because there are so many different kinds of rolling carts. So let me know which one you've used and let me know how good or bad it is. Leave that in the comments as well. Now, this is great for Christmas, but what about the rest of the year? I have a video that talks about small changes that you can make that help with organizing with ADHD forever. And you can watch that video right here.